Blast me to the mortal realms! It's time for the Mad Merlins review of Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer, issue 62 by Hachette Partworks and Warhammer. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer review. Today we're looking at issue 2 and it's a paint issue. So we get two rather good paints, White Scar and Cyberite Green. White Scar is pretty good, it's a nice pure white, and Cyberite Green is a nice greeny blue colour to highlight our Sotek green areas. So we have a tutorial all about highlighting, and I'm guessing I'll learn a bit about Celestial Vindicators here. So before we dive into the issue, don't forget to do all the usual. So like the video if you are enjoying the content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and why not follow all the links in the video description, including my Patreon page, where you get access to certain videos early as well as other member content. Right, without further ado, let's crack open issue 62. So, we're going to need a, yeah, I think that's all gone to a solid lump, which seems to happen for White Scar. I don't know why. Always goes into a big fat lump. Yeah, White Scar, a nice pure white for highlighting, well, quite a few of our colours actually. And Cyberite Green. Will you stop falling down? So yeah. This will be highlighting all our Inky by Darkness areas. So yeah, perfect. Perhaps for even highlighting Celestial Vindicator armor. And so let's dive into the issue. So we have the anatomy of an Orc, we have crusade goals, war goals, learning about highlighting, using our new paints, destruction tactics, and we have Flames of Fury, Ashes to Ashes. So the anatomy of an Orc. So written by scholar Herman Splott here. So another in-universe collection of articles, this time focusing on the Greenskin Menace. So yeah, looking at the difference between a human and an Orc, their tactics as such, this one was focusing on their anatomy, so their teeth, and yeah, pretty much what else, what other things the Orcs have unique to them. So even going over their diet here as well. So next up we got an article to be able to create crusade goals for our force. So the cities of Sigmar will use whatever tactics is most effective to safeguard themselves and their holy mission. Armies in their service are highly adaptable and can respond to threats in many ways. Roll on the table to discover what tactics are preferred by the generals in your army. So yeah, we've got a D6 table there to choose for our crusading tactics and our particular mortal enemy there as well. So enemy name there, signed and date. Yeah, so you've got a pretty cool little chart to fill out. And you even have like a little map here. So our city, allied force, allied force, allied force, and all the different enemy war bands that we're encountering. And of course we have a similar thing for the wars. So we can create our own tactics for our Orc champions. So we've got the war tactics and then their more enemy. So less detailed map, so ear, ear, and ear. War, right lads, we is looking for this one to smash. Enemy name. So yeah, pretty cool. And we've got a very orky name for things here. So soggy gits, stunty gits, leafy gits, shiny gits, bony gits, us gits. So yeah, orcs aren't unaccustomed to fighting us off against each other. So moving on to our paint articles. So first off, we got a tutorial on how to thin our paint out, load our brush and make use of highlighting. So we're looking at using Stormhost Silver for this, as well as Techless Blue, in order to highlight off our armor and our cloaks here for our Stormcast. So you want to think about when to use the tip of your brush and when to use the edge of your brush there. So hard edges, such as a shield, you can use the side of your brush to catch them. Softer edges, such as these bits here on the back and the folds in the cloth of the cloak, you can easily use the tip of your brush. Top tips are to paint towards yourself and of course holding your breath as well. So tutorial for highlighting metallics and a little guide on how to paint faces. Though, yeah, I think less is more. That could be a good stopping point. Maybe not do around the mouth so much. I mean, just highlighting the eyes and the nose, that's good enough to stop at, really. You don't need to go all the way and focus on highlighting all the hard edges. Yeah, it's just a little too much. It makes them look a bit ghosty. And then painting in the face details doesn't really help. That is just horrific. Yeah, not the best paint job. They've certainly done better jobs in previous magazines. Yeah, don't need to go as far as they have done for the highlight. I also suggest not using white scar to directly highlight. If you want to do a softer highlight, use Wraithbone and then use white scar on the very sharper points, so like nose, eyes, cheekbones, etc. So moving on, then we're going to use our new colours in various different ways. So first off, white scar is going to be used to highlight all our bandages, soft cloth that has been done with Wraithbone and Skeleton Horde. So net, even the teeth and skulls are being picked out. Then we got the white armour on the Kharadron Overlords, as well as the flesh on our Griff Chargers there. Picking out faces, detail on banners and shoulder pad icons, as well as the banner detail inside of the cape and any character's white hair. We're also using this to pick out highlight of the spectral energy of our Sylvaneth and the mushrooms on our grots there as well. Side bright green then we're going to be using to highlight a lot of the Stormcaller Shaman's cloth, the bags on the slitters, and as well as any vials on our pot grot here. Picking out as well the green on the cloth of our Kharadron Overlords, our Griff Hounds that have green heads, and any water details as well. And then we have a variety of models that we've painted and their finished colour schemes. So yeah, some of them are pretty good, some not so much. But yeah, other than that, they're not too bad. So yeah, our models are definitely starting to look a little more close to being finished. We've definitely got a lot more that needs to be highlighted on certain models. Moving on, then we've got a tactic page for our Sneaky Snufflers. So they are a support unit. They have quite a lot of attacks, but they are fragile as they are, of course, only grots. So yeah, they have the Shield Bearer's ability, so giving protective. Best way to use your Sneaky Snufflers is to move them carefully around the battlefield, supporting important units by giving them a ward. You should be careful to keep the Sneaky Snufflers close enough to use their ability, but off the front line. And then we have the Squig Herd. So they have high damage. They do have quite a bit of durability, as they have a lot of models. But they have no command units. So they are poorly controlled, cannot receive commands. This means they cannot benefit from command abilities from heroes. So yeah, closest thing you have to unit champions are the prodders and musician guy there that drive the Squig Herds. Yeah, not the most coordinated of units. Finally then, we have our brand new battle plan, so Ashes to Ashes. Again, we are using all 4 mats. We use 3 heroes and 5 troops on each side. And so we have, of course, pick your armies, lay out your battlefield, deploy, so rolling off first turn, 5 battle round length, and victory points, so 1 for each objective, for controlling 1 objective, 1 for 2 objectives, and 1 for more. We got a diamond shaped set of objectives there in the middle. We also have a meteor shower, so ranged attacks are reduced to a maximum of 12 inches here. And we got, again, a new set of pages that we can muster our army, so write down our heroes and our units that we're using, and whether they get destroyed or not. Then finally, looking into the future, so we have 2 characters coming very soon. We have the Archanaut Admiral, a very awesome looking character model for the Carriage on Overlords. We learn about the Skyports and the Head Knights of Slaanesh. And finally in issue 64 we have Scraggot Loon King, which I think is our last Gloomspite model. We have the Fires of History, so looking more at the realm of fire, and of course a brand new battle plan to go over. So there we have it. Pretty short one today, but yeah, it's a paint issue and a not too bad one at that. So helpful tutorials when it comes to highlighting, etc. Very good. Not a lot of information to actually read lore-wise. And yeah, our paints aren't ones that everyone's going to use. White Scar is a pretty good one to use. Cyrite Green I use quite a lot, but it's not one everyone's going to have in their repertoire of paints. Yeah, it's only really used for highlighting certain things. I use it on screens, etc. for my Sisters of Battle and my Inquisition, as I do Cabalite Green and then an edge highlight of Cyrite Green on characters and stuff. Other than that, yeah, 2 cool colours. Some of the tutorials aren't the best. Another top tip, I suppose, for that face tutorial is to reapply a thin shade of white and flesh shade just to take the sharpness off the white. Because white highlighting flesh is a little too bright, really. It just overpowers the face. And as you can see in the tutorial, it over accentuates the features and just makes them look garish. Yeah, relayering of Wraithbone first, I think, might be better, and then highlighting just the sharpest points with White Scar, and then yeah, if need be, knock it back down with a little bit of Rank and Flesh Shade. But yeah, there we have it. All in all, pretty good issue. Not by far the best. Definitely not value-wise. Pops of paint aren't worth the £10 issue. But yeah, some very helpful tutorials, especially for painting and highlighting. Excuse me. Right, with that said, well, I'd like to thank you, of course, all for watching, and until next time, stay safe and happy hobbying. Goodbye.